Hey guys, Southwest Carp here, back with our second video in this little tutorial series. As promised in my last video where I was fishing and I caught those 4 fish, obviously I said that I would show you guys how to tie the stiff hinge rig. So without further ado, let's get on and have a look at what components you need. And if you guys obviously want to tie it up, then yeah, get your stuff ready. Speak to you in a minute. Okay guys, so here I'm using the small crimps, 0.7mm from Corda, the Corda crimping tool, some scissors, a lighter and a pulling tool. And for this part we are using a bait screw, a size 8 ring swivel, an anti-tangle sleeve, and here I'm using the size 8 choddy hooks. Okay guys, so the first thing we want to do is get our boom material and pull off about 10 inches. I mean, again, this is depending on how long you want your boom section of the rig. I have mine at about 8 inches. I find that's a good length. So I cut off about 10 inches to allow for sort of snipping off and passing through the crimp. So yeah, take your crimp and we're going to pass that first bit of material through. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky. Then we're going to take the ring swivel and then we're going to double that back, passing it back through the crimp again. Sometimes if you're finding it tricky, you can just snip the fluorocarbon off at the angle to create a little point and it will pass through a lot easier that way. Here I pull it down and I leave a little bit of a loop so that the swivel's got a bit of play. I mean, some people do pull it down tight, but it's never failed on me. I've had fish up to 38 pound fishing with it like this and I've never had any problems. So then we're going to put that into the small hole on the crimping pliers. Just making sure that's sat in there upright and snug, and then you're going to squeeze down initially until you feel like a pop, so you feel it sort of pop, and then you just want to give it 2 little initial squeezes after that, nothing more. That's then done. So we're going to snip off the tag end. I'll leave a little bit, I'll leave a couple of mil just in case it slips. But like I said, I've never had that. I'll probably jinx myself now. And yeah, so we are now ready for the other end. So we need to get the anti-tangle sleeve on and then a crimp. And then we're going to pass the boom material back through the crimp again. And then we're going to pull down, and again we're going to leave a little loop because I'm using a quick change swivel for this. But obviously if you guys don't use the quick change system, you could either just, you know, put a barrel swivel on there or whatever you're doing. Again, back into the crimping pliers and just give that initial squeeze, snip the tag end off again. And then basically I would steam it over the kettle now, so that it, as you can see there, I'm laying it down and it's nice and flat. Just get that kettle boiled and then obviously watch your hands. But yeah, pull it under tension over the steam of the kettle. So now we're going to take the mouth trap and we're going to start the hook end. So you can see here it's got this natural curve to it when you take it off of the spool. And that's what we want to try and keep really. So next we want to take the packet and get ourselves a hook, and then we're going to take the mouth trap, and as you can see, as it comes off the spool, it's got that natural curve to it already. So here I'm trapping that between my fingers and I'm lining that curve up so it follows the hook, if you see what I mean. So yeah, we want to feed that through the eye of the hook, and then I normally snip off about 6-7 inches, I find is enough. And then you want to give yourself a nice long tag end, because obviously you're going to need to pass that back through for the D. So I'm keeping everything nice and tight here, and I'm going to start whipping that boom material around. Generally you just want to do it down level with the point of the hook. About 6 times should be enough. but all the while I'm keeping this nice and tight. If I was to let go of this, it would just jump off like a big coil. And again, as you can see there, I'm trapping it and just switching it between my fingers, just so I can keep this under tension all the time. And then we're going to pass that mouth trap material back through the eye of the hook, and then we're going to gently pull that down till it's tight. And then what I normally do here is take the crimping pliers and I will grab hold of the end of that tag end, and we're just going to pull down nice and tight, bring everything into line, and make sure that knotless knot is nice and compact. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it a little curve there to make sure I'm keeping that shape. And we're going to get our bait screw now, or if you guys use a micro ring swivel, whatever you use. But I've got that bait screw on. I'm just going to snip that again because it's the end's gone a bit withered there, keeping that point. Now we're going to pass it back through the back of the hook again. And this is self-preference really with the size of the D you want, but I generally have mine quite small. And once you've got the size of the D you want, just basically trap that between your thumbs, and we're then going to need to get the lighter. What you're going to want to do is pull the other part of the line out of the way. Obviously here I'm going to cut off, and I'm leaving about a centimetre tag end from where I've passed that line through to create the D. So now we're going to get the lighter, and we're just going to blob it, making sure that we're keeping the other part of the material out of the way. And it's not quite meant to go like that normally, but yeah, luckily that's just worked out about right. And we should be left with a nice little, there we go, see how that's sort of blobbed on the end, and that's stopping the stopping the mouth trap, sorry, not the boom material, from being able to go back through, and then obviously the D failing. So we just want to take another crimp then, and we're going to pass the other end of that mouth trap material through the crimp, and this is basically where you're going to decide how long or short you want that pop-up section. What you want to basically do is push the pull the material through. As you can see, the hook's at the other end, and we're just pulling that through until you've got the length you want, which for me it's about like 3 inches really. I like to keep them quite short. And then once you've got the length you want, you're just going to trap that then in place and pull the tag end, slowly pull that tag end all the way through, and pull it down nice and snug with the crimp. We're not going to leave a loop in this end. You actually pull this end nice and tight to the swivel ring, as you can see there. And then basically the same thing again really. We're going to we'll get the scissors and snip off the tag end, and also get them in the crimping tool as you just seen then, and crimp that down. And yeah, there we have it. Give that a little bit of a reshape again. Obviously where we'd be manhandling it, sometimes it can lose, but that's all you do. You just need to rub it between your forefinger and your thumb, and that'll be enough to warm it up. Or if you're on the bank and you've got a kettle, obviously you can do that again. But yeah, there we have it. Stiff hinge rig. There you go guys, I hope you found that video useful. If there's anything that I missed, then feel free to give me a shout, put something in the comments and I'll get back to you. Or like I said before, if there's anything that you would like to see me do for you. If you're unsure about anything, yeah, just feel free to give me a shout, and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, thanks for watching. If this is the first time you've watched one of the videos, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification, and yeah, when I get another one of these videos out, you'll know about it. But as always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video, which will definitely be on the bank. Bye for now.